Hey everyone, welcome back to the Angry Americans. Good to see you. Hope you're still angry. So, I mentioned when you see the title, Look Out Congress, We the People are coming after you, that there would be a big announcement. Actually, two announcements. I'm going to make this two parts. I don't think I have time to put everything in one. And there's still one more thing on the second one that I want to take care of before I make that announcement. But the first announcement, I have changed my party affiliation. I've been thinking about this for quite some time. And in doing these videos and doing the research and talking to you and hearing from you, people in my life, people at work, people in my community, it just didn't make sense to stay where I was. So I have dropped party affiliations altogether. I'm nonpartisan. I am an independent. Initially, I thought, yeah, but you're going to lose that safety in numbers. You're going to be excluded from primaries. But I had to look at it and say, I have to be me. And I absolutely can't be a Democrat. I'm absolutely not a Republican. So, no affiliation, independent, makes sense. And in doing that, I started doing research in my area, and overall, the independents are the largest growing segment across the country. And in my district, I was floored. I couldn't believe this. We're actually the largest group. So non-party independents in my district make up 41.4% of registered voters. Democrats are 36.4%. Republicans are 16.5%. That's very encouraging to me because I'm not the only one that thinks this way. We are not the only ones that think this way. And right now, today, Congress could care less about me, about us. Right now, this is my third video. In the 2 weeks of the first two videos, I picked up 10 subscribers and I've got 65, 66 views. I think that's okay, but we're just getting started. As things go on, they're going to start taking notice. Right now, they're not worried about it. They're laughing right now. They think they're going to make a difference. Oh, we, the people, are going to make a difference. So the other thing that I want to talk about is firing Congress. We talked about that in the first video. What it meant to be an American. We talked about that in the second video. And now we're going back to firing Congress in a little more depth of how to. I need to correct one thing that I said before, and I need to give a little more information. So there are 14 states that have clean applications focused solely on congressional term limits. Those states are Alabama, Arizona, Florida, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Missouri, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, West Virginia, and Wisconsin. If you're from one of those states, yay you, good job, 2 thumbs up. Now, why that's important? Because there's 2 ways to amend the Constitution, right? First, Congress can make an amendment, but we're talking about limiting their terms. They're not going to do that. The second way is we, the people, do that. Either way, the math is the same. It takes a 2/3 majority to pass the application. So that's 34 states. Here's the part I need to correct. I said we need that same 2/3 to ratify it. I was incorrect. I misspoke. I misread. 3/4 is what we need to ratify. So 38 states. So if we get 34 states to pass a clean application for congressional term limits, Congress has to address that. They have to put it to committee. They have to put it on the ballot. But then we need 38 states to pass it for ratification. So I wasn't off by much, but I was off. So I need to correct that and set that straight first off. Now, how are we going to do that? We've got to get involved. We've got to meet with our assembly people, with our senators on a local level. We've got to get some groups together. We've got to find like-minded people. That's what we're doing here. And organize to do that. We do it in each individual state. I live in Nevada, in Las Vegas. My state does not have this. So I need to get on the ball and start making this happen. If you're not in one of the 14 states I read off, you also need to get on the ball, start talking to your local politicians, because poll after poll after poll shows that the overwhelming amount of Americans support congressional term limits from all sides of the aisle. 80 to 87% of Americans, whether you're Democrat, whether you're Republican, whether you're Libertarian, whether you're Independent, whether you're Green, it doesn't matter what you are. 80 to 87% of Americans support congressional term limits. So looking at that number, oh, this ought to be a walk in the park. It ought to be. No, it's not going to be easy. We got a lot of work to do, but it's doable. I'm encouraged. I hope you're encouraged. Help me. Help me help you. I found two main groups that on a national level are taking the lead on this. I'm going to put both of their websites in the comment section of the video. I'm going to tell you about them, and I'm leaning towards one, and I'm going to tell you why. So there's the conventionofstates.com, and then there's termlimits.com. Both of those focus on getting states to pass application for Congress, and the 14 that I've listed come from termlimits.com. They have successfully got 14 clean states. What does that mean, a clean state? If we say we want term limits and we want whatever, then that's what it is. So if your state says, look, we want term limits, that's all we care about. And my state says, yeah, we want term limits and free ink pens for everyone. They don't mesh. They won't go together. It doesn't accomplish two. It's only one of each. So termlimits.com, their focus is single purpose. So I recommend going on their website. They have each year, they pick a certain number of states that they try to push through. Your state might be on there this year. Maybe it's coming up in the future. There's a petition to sign that says you're in support of term limits. You can donate if you want to. I'm not suggesting that you donate. I'm not pushing them. I have reached out to them. I'm waiting for a response. Maybe we can coordinate and do something together. But that aside, it's still a viable organization. It's still a good organization to use to get this done. They will give you some resources. They will give you some help for your catered for your specific state. That's huge. It's a huge tool. I'm not saying don't donate either. Maybe for whatever reason, you don't have the time to get involved with your representatives. Maybe your age prohibits you. You're too young, you're too old, maybe your job prohibits you. You're in a profession that you are just way too busy. Maybe you're a single parent raising kids. Whatever the situation, you may not be able to. If you can, you should. But I'm not judging anybody. If you can, if this is important to you, but you just don't want to do anything, okay, maybe your best option is to donate to them. The money is used to get other states on board, to make it single purpose, to get this done. I have a prediction. I predict we're going to make this happen. But I also predict Congress is going to go, uh-oh. And they're going to make their own. They're going to see, oh, crap. It was 14. Now it's 18. Now it's 24. Whoa. 28. This is getting out of hand. And the closer it gets to the 34 that's needed, I feel that they're going to, we better do something about this so that at least it's in our favor. We'll see when that time comes. So what this is under Title V, Article 5, sorry. And I'm going to read that to you just off the sheet so that we have it correct. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or on the application of the legislatures of 2/3 of the several states, shall call a convention for proposing amendments, which, in either case, shall be valid for all intents and purposes as part of this Constitution when ratified by the legislature of 3/4 of the several states or by convention in 3/4 thereof. As the one or the other mode of ratification may be proposed by the Congress, provided that no amendment which be made prior to the year 1808 shall in any manner affect the first and fourth clauses in the 9th section of this article, and that no state, without its consent, shall be deprived of its equal suffrage in the Senate. That's what the Constitution says. Those are the two ways we can make an amendment. That's why I think the closer we get, the more motivated they're going to be. So last week I gave you homework. Hopefully you did at least some of it, right? First week I said, read George Washington's farewell address. Last week I said, read the Declaration of Independence, read the Constitution, read the Bill of Rights. That's kind of a lofty one for a week. We all have other things in our life than just watching YouTube videos and reading documents. So maybe you started. I hope you did. Give this video a like if you did. Subscribe if you're all caught up, even if you're not. Tell other people about the channel if you like it. And until next time, stay angry, but stay focused. We'll see ya.